What's up? How y'all doing today? I'm feeling good. Hope y'all are too. God's chosen vessels. What's up? What's good? Everybody hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that share button. You already know what time it is. It's time for another Druuill special. Let's go. Hey, I know that you're improving your life. I know you're improving yourself. I know you're making alterations and changes on the day-to-day basis so you can have the life you want. But what I don't want you to do, right, is to see the stuff that you're going through and think that that's the end all be all. Because sometimes when we go through things in life, we could think that that's it, that there's nothing else that's going to happen for us. Like you might feel like mentally stuck in the situation you're in because that's all you're seeing at the time. But one way to get you to think about your situation in a more positive way so that you could see the light at the end of the tunnel, so that you could keep your spirit high and stay positive. One thing that you could do is don't identify with the negative reality you don't want to be associated with. Whatever it is that you don't want, stop associating yourself with it. So if it's lack, if it's poverty, if it's bad health, if it's like not being able to, not thinking that you could get something in life, or not thinking you could get a certain amount of money, or not thinking you could get that car, or not thinking you can get that house, don't associate yourself with that. You want to associate yourself with the life that you want. You want to see yourself as having what it is that you want already. Like that's what all the rich people do. The reason they were able to attract that lifestyle is because they identified with that lifestyle. They saw themselves driving a nice car. They saw themselves living in that nice house. They saw themselves with that amount of money. They saw themselves doing what they would want to do as a career that would be able to help them create the lifestyle that they wanted for themselves. So as long as you identify with all the stuff that you don't want, if you keep seeing yourself as not being able to have this, or not being able to have that, or not being able to live a certain lifestyle, not being able to be financially free and go on trips and take vacations and stuff like that, if you see yourself as stuck having to work for somebody else's company or somebody else's dream, that's all you're going to keep manifesting. That's all you're going to keep associating yourself with. That's all you're going to keep identifying yourself with. And that's all that you're going to keep getting. If you want something different, you have to see something different. Like that's why they say what you see is what you get, because if you see different for yourself, you'll get a different result. But you have to identify with that. You can't just want it. You can't just say it. You have to actually see and feel yourself as the one. All right, you have to see yourself and feel yourself as the one who is having the success, who is a part of the success. You can't see other people doing good and say, "Oh, I don't have anything to do with that. That's for them," or "Oh, that's for Jay-Z," or "Oh, that's for Beyonce." You can't say that. You have to see yourself as all that money being for you. You have to see the lifestyle that you would want to live, the exciting life that you would want. You have to see that lifestyle for you. All right. And as long as if you do that, then you'll start to identify with better things. You'll start to be associated with better things. You can't possibly hope to attract anything that you would want to change in your life if you still associate yourself with poverty and things like not being able to have, and like, oh, I can't get that, or oh, that's not for me. Like, depending on how strong that feeling is, that's your reality. And that's why you haven't been able to manifest or attract what it is that you want, because deep down inside, the feeling is, oh, I don't think I can have this, or oh, I don't feel like I'm worthy of this. And once you start to see different, once you start to think different, once you start to speak different, and you see yourself as the one, you associate yourself as the one and not anybody else, not the person you always see with it. When you see the person with it, you're supposed to say, oh, that's me. I associate myself with that. I'm just like that person. Don't see somebody with something that you want and then feel that you can't have it, or feel that you can't get it. Because if you do that, you're creating that. And then you're going to create a whole bunch of instances and circumstances to where when you try to go get what you want, you're not going to be able to get it. So I'm just letting you know, identify and associate yourself with positives and not negatives. Anything that's negative that you don't want, stop associating yourself with it, because you're going to keep getting that. So if you want to be healthy, associate yourself with wellness, associate yourself with health. When you see healthy people, when you see people that are fit, people that are in shape, people that are living good, people with no health problems, associate yourself with that. Don't associate yourself with the people that have to go to the hospital. Don't associate yourself with the people who have the problems, or the people who have the disease, or the people who have the issue. Don't associate yourself with that. As long as you identify with negative stuff, that's the reality you're going to get. If you identify with negative self-belief, that's what you're going to have. You're not going to be confident in yourself. If you identify with not being the best version of yourself, or you don't think that you're confident enough, or you don't think that you're good enough, then that's what you're going to be presenting. You're going to present yourself as, oh, I'm not good enough. And then people are going to look at him like, oh, he don't think he's good enough. Then people are going to take advantage of that. People are going to use you for that. They're going to manipulate you for that. And you don't want to be involved in any of that when you don't have to be. So if you identify yourself with better, if you focus on the type of person that you actually should be focusing on, which is the type of person that you see yourself being, the type of person that you should be identifying with and associating yourself with, then that way you can be your wealthy self. You can be rich. You can be successful. All right. When you see other successful people, identify with success. Be fascinated with success. All right. Be fascinated with famous people as far as wanting to become successful, not making them a idol to you or a god to you or anything like that, but just be fascinated in the fact that how they changed their life, how where they started from and now where they're at. That's fascinating, right? One day they woke up one way and then they did some things, changed their life, met some people, and now they're in a different direction, in a different place. So that's definitely fascinating to me. I like success stories and stuff like that. That's why I'm always talking about that all the time. But that's why I associate myself with success and success stories, and I identify myself with success and success stories, and that's what I'm going to get because I'm programming my mind for success. And if you watch this channel, you will be too programmed for success, because that's the one thing you want to do. You want to identify, you want to program your mind, you want to have in your mind that you could be successful, so that way you'll attract that. That way you could have that. That way you could have the life that you want, and you can live the life that you want. And you don't have to have a sad, miserable, boring life if you don't want to. You don't have to have a sad, miserable, boring job if you don't want to. You can have the job that you want. You can have the job that you would love to have. You can have the life that you would love to have if you associate yourself with it. Stop identifying yourself with someone who has to do a whole bunch of stuff they don't like every week. All right. Stop identifying yourself as somebody who has to go do something they don't want to do. Stop identifying yourself as somebody who doesn't have this or who can't do that because of this, that, and the other. Stop identifying yourself with that. Shift your mind into identifying yourself with the person who can. All right. So that way you'll feel like the person who can. All right. And that way, if you feel like the person who can, then in time that'll become real for you. All right, because it's a universal law. It's impossible that you feel a certain way without everything that comes along with that feeling to attract to you. So as long as you feel like the one, whatever you have to do to feel like the person who can create the reality that they want, do that. All right. Whether you gotta put on some new clothes, or whether you gotta go to a housewarming party where somebody just got a new house, or whether you have to go check out a new house, or whether you go to a car lot and sit in a brand new car, or whether you go to the bank and talk to the bank tellers, and how whatever you have to do to make yourself feel like the one, to identify yourself with wealth, to identify yourself with riches, to identify yourself with success. All right. There are people who go to restaurants where they know a whole bunch of successful people are because they identify themselves with success. Even if you go just have a bowl of soup, even if you just go have a salad, go do something to where you could identify yourself with success. Go where successful people are going. Go where you know they're going to have car shows where they're selling fancy exotic cars because you know you want to drive them. Identify yourself with success. Associate yourself with the life that you want. Go to the mall and look at the sneakers that they're selling. Go to the sneaker collection archive events where they sell expensive sneakers and trade shoes. If you like shoes, if you like Jordans, whatever you want to associate yourself with, you see yourself wearing the best clothes, go to the best malls. Spray some of that free, some of that is free. So do it. Go to the best mall, spray some of that expensive perfume on you, that expensive cologne. Go to the mall, get you all the expensive samples that you want. Go to CVS or Rite Aid and get you a magazine with the big old homes in it, with the $1 billion homes in it, where the movie stars and the everybody, all the successful people live. All right, God will put you there. You don't have to do what they did to get put there. It's according to your own belief, so be it unto you. Those people took shortcuts. If you talk to them and find out, some of those people took shortcuts. They thought they had to do this, that, and the other. You don't have to take any shortcut. You have God. So since you have God, just associate yourself with your good, okay? Associate yourself with the life that you want so you can manifest it and attract it. And all the ideas that you need to get in that house will flow to you. All the ideas to create that reality will flow to you if you feel like you're the one who deserves it. If you feel like you're the one who's worthy of it. If you associate yourself with it, then everything else has to take place for you to actually have it in this reality. Thoughts will come to you, opportunities will come to you, people will come to you. That'll help you make this a reality for yourself. That'll help you create the life that you want. All starts up here though, with what you associate yourself with, what you identify yourself with. All right, just because they may say something, this group of people has this type of lifestyle. Don't associate yourself with that. If you live here, then you're subject to this, that, and the other. Don't associate yourself with that. If you're this type of person, then you can only have this type of life. Don't associate yourself with that. If you're this type of person, you're supposed to be poor. Don't associate yourself with that. You grew up here. It's impossible for you to have any money. You're not going to be able to grow up out of this situation or this environment. Don't associate yourself with that. All right? It's a lot of stuff out here that people are associating themselves with. They don't have no business associating themselves with. You got to associate yourself with what you want. That's how everybody gets out of any situation. They had to take their mind out of that situation and envision themselves having what they wanted to have, how they truly saw themselves. So however you truly see yourself, that's what you're going to get. Because that's where whether you know it or not, that you're associating yourself with something. So you might as well associate yourself with what it is that you want and what it is you're trying to get, what it is you want to get out of life. Why not? Because if you're not, you're associating yourself with what you don't want anyway. And I'm not lying. So whatever you associate yourself with, that's what you're going to get. Stop associating yourself with the bare minimum. Stop associating yourself with just enough. There's infinite. There's infinite. All right, there's infinite money out there. There's a lot of money out there. Associate yourself with being able to make as much money as you well please. There's no stop to it, no cap to it. Associate yourself with what you want, whatever you want to get. If you want to have a whole lot of it, associate yourself with the people or the idea of having a whole lot of it. However much you're willing to receive, that's how much you can get. And there's no plan out here. All right, it's infinite. It's so much out here. So identify yourself with the go-getters. Identify yourself with the people who are getting it. Identify yourself with the people who are making moves. Don't just let all those people with the diamonds and the wealth and the cars, don't let them be the only ones associated with money in your mind. When you see them, you automatically associate them with being able to have and do everything that you wish you could do. Everything you'd want to do, you just automatically associate them with it. You see them with it. It's so easier for you to see them with it. They're always putting these stars and all that stuff in your face. If I'm about to take a picture of one of them and put my head on their body and just hang it up in the wall in my room, because I see myself with it. I associate myself with being wealthy and being happy and being able to have different experiences and go here and go travel there and go do this and drive this car. I associate myself with that, with all the good that I desire. I don't see anybody else with it but me. And that's how you should be too. You should see yourself being able to have that. It's not just for athletes, football players, ball players, actors. You deserve to live in a nice big house like that too. And God wants you to know that. God wants you to know that you can have that big old house too, that you can walk around and just hello, 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 hello. God wants you to have that. It's not just for little baby. Shout out to little baby, but he ain't the only one that could live in a nice house. Okay, these people aren't. There's nothing. They're just like us. They're very special. You know, everybody's special in their own way. But if they can have a nice house, you can too. They associated themselves with that. So that's why you have to switch your mindset. Get your mind out of that rut. Get your mind out of that negativity. Whatever you have to do, some time may have to pass by. Pray about it. Get some fresh air. Take a deep breath. Go sit out in nature. Whatever you got to do. Work out. Get that negative mindset out of your life. Switch it and identify your however many times you have to do it. You could do this as many times as you want. It's free, it's positive, and it works. Identify yourself with the lifestyle that you want. No matter how many times the devil tries to creep into your mind and make you think that you can't have it or you shouldn't have it or you should feel bad for wanting to get it or go after it, make sure that you identify yourself with the lifestyle that you want so that way you can attract the good that you want so you can have a better life each and every single day. This has been another Druuill special. And you already know we came to give you more and never lesser. So everybody put the V up in the comment section because we're God's chosen vessels. Stay blessed and have a great day.